Welcome back to the KiNK. I'm your host Andy Nolch, and we are here with David Icke. It's time to go a little further down the rabbit hole with a discussion of climate change, aka global warming. So some of the things you cover will be things like global warming. Do you cover that in your lectures?
Yeah, I talk for 10 hours, so I cover most things. Like the size of the shoes the president takes, really. But yes, I mean, what we call global warming is very much part of this, because if you want to change the world in a certain way, and you have no reason to do it, then you're facing a very, very hard sell. Imagine all the things that have been done in the name of global warming caused by humans, it's said, in the last decade and more. Imagine how much more difficult it would be, or have been, to sell that without global warming. Oh, we're just going to change this, we're going to change that, we're going to change that, we're going to change that. Hold on, mate. Why? Well, we just won't change it. So what you are always trying to do is create not just a problem, but often the illusion of a problem. So now you're saying, well, we want to do A, B, and C, and D because we've got to protect the world from global warming. So, okay, if you buy global warming, then you go, well, okay, I don't like what you're doing, but I understand why you're doing it. So much in terms of transformation of global society is dependent on a belief that humans are causing climate change. Once you look at the evidence, and there are prominent people in the Australian climate arena who are saying the same. Once you look at the evidence, you realize that it's all based on a monumental lie. And, people like the Nazis understood that if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the accepted truth. And so what I'm doing is looking at, the nonsense that's being claimed. I mean, who is the high priest of global warming? Al Gore. I mean, when Al Gore's lying because his lips are moving. I mean, he's fronting it up. I mean, hello over here. And also looking at how the belief and the hoax of human-caused global warming is being used to justify transformations in society. There are two plans, agendas being played out through the United Nations. One's called Agenda 21, and its updated version, Agenda 2030. And this is for the total transformation of global society and the centralized control globally of everything, including water, including food production, etc. And it's all being justified why we must save the planet from global warming. Without the belief in that would never, ever be a sell. And that's worth a point. The United Nations was created by the Rockefeller family and the Rothschilds in the middle of the last century. The global warming hoax is being played out through the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And the two agendas, 21 and 2030, are being introduced by the same UN. So they're creating the problem, and then they're offering a solution. It's all a joke. And it's very important that people see that it's a hoax. And what's great is of what I've seen in Australia, probably there are more people ratio to population in Australia who are saying, hold on a minute, this is a load of rubbish, than anywhere else in the world, which is great.
Well, last winter, apparently it was the coldest in Melbourne since 1986. And
it's global warming.
Yeah,
That's what caused it.
Personally, I haven't noticed any warming at all.
Well, I'll tell you, when you look at the charts from 1997, when this stuff was really sold, to now, the temperatures go up and down. They've always gone up and down, but if you take the mean temperature between them, it's not. It's been steady. This is why global warming back in 1997 is now called climate change, because they can't call it global warming anymore because it's not warming.